Hi everyone, I'm Ryan Laley and welcome to Dev Diary. In these videos you will get a sneak peek and learn about my current game project I'm working on. This is episode 1, so to kick things off I thought I'd introduce myself before I talk about my project. I'm from Essex in the United Kingdom and I have been doing games development now for over 12 years. I studied at university and then went on to teach it, which I've been doing so for over 8 years. I am married and I have a 1-year-old son, and we are happily expecting a daughter this December. In the little free time I do get, I moonlight and I develop my own games. I've released 2 games, both for mobile. The first one, Number Minor, was an educational maths based game where players had to clear boulders by completing sums. And my second game was called Blob and was a puzzle maze like game inspired by the ice cavern puzzles from games like Zelda and the Pokemon series. Both of these previous games were made using GameMaker Studio and were well received. Prior to this current project I was developing a sequel to Blob. The sequel took all that I learned from the first outing and added a feature that I always wanted to put in, and that was player created levels. The development of the sequel was going well. I had a prototype up and running and some of the artwork was beginning to be done. However, I eventually came to a problem. The limitations of GameMaker Studio was making it difficult to get what I wanted. This namely being the menu and interface. For player driven content, a well designed and fun interface is everything, and that was proving to be a time consuming. So I hit an impasse. I was debating to whether to start again with Blob 2 in Unreal Engine 4, or do I scrap it and begin work on this new idea. I ultimately decided to put aside Blob 2 for now. I came to this decision after looking at the state of the market and seeing loot boxes causing controversy and the mobile marketplace continuing to be ever problematic. So I went back to some hastily made notes in my notebook and begun to flesh the details out. So the name of this game is still undecided, so it has a codename of Project Fire. I first came up with this idea about 14 months ago and was inspired by the cooperative board games and the video game Overcooked. Overcooked was the first game my wife and I could play together, and she, a non-gamer, was able to enjoy it as much as I did. So that's what I wanted to capture, to make a game that I could sit and play with my wife. The idea of the game is a firefighting cooperative party game. Players as firemen would run around burning buildings, putting out flames and saving people. The aim of the game is to encourage communication and mayhem, inciting chaos as players desperately try to win the level by being as effective as they can be. Before I begin any project, I like to work out the challenges I will face, both in terms of design and in programming. With each of these challenges, I developed solutions in a vacuum, so let's go through these initial challenges I was going to have. Challenge 1. Accessibility. So my wife doesn't like video games. She just can't get her head around the controllers. So to make this game playable for her and any other non-gamer, the control scheme needs to be simple, like 2 buttons only simple. The game's mechanics need to be simple too. They have to be obvious and not too layered, meaning the solution to the problem is immediately present, you just need to execute it. Challenge 2. Fire, water and smoke. They say some of the hardest things to make look good in 3D animation are fire, water and smoke, and oh goody, because this game has all 3. So I'll need to research and develop these particle systems. Challenge 3. The hose. So one of the mechanics for the game is the hose. The hose will be a physics-based object that the player can drag through the building, but it is of a fixed length, so players will have to backtrack through doorways or make holes in the wall to get to fires. It will need to snake around door frames and walls and look good doing so, not getting caught on furniture or anything else in the way. Challenge 4. Destructible environments. As the fire rages through the buildings, they will destroy their surroundings. Plus, players will be able to axe down walls and doors in their path. So the environment needs to be destructible. The success of a level is tied to the health of the building, and if it suffers too much damage either from the fire or from the players, then it will be game over. So the state of the environment needs to reflect the health of the building. Rather than have the players rely on just a simple health bar, which will be there too, we need the players to instantly be able to see the state that their level is in just by looking at it. So that will do for this first part of this episode. Patreon supporters can watch the exclusive second part of this video where I show the progress I've made towards these challenges, the solutions I've tried and the hurdles that I have encountered. So if you're a supporter, click on this link here and watch part 2 now over at Patreon. And if you have not yet a Patreon supporter, you can click on the Patreon button here and sign up for just $1 to see the exclusive second part, as well as early access to my tutorials and an invite to my Discord server. Thank you to all my current supporters, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you click that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.